Hi. I always forget to turn off monitoring of the mic when I do testing. Yes, is the Book of Time and the Tin of Rust. Yeah, I thought I'd be doing some sketchbook doodling. It's Sunday. I have no specific plans, so I felt like maybe I will play with my happy little watercolors. Or at least start doodling something in my sketchbook. So how are you doing today, Patch? You're having a fine Sunday? Existential crisis. Oh no. Yeah, you'll be fine. Oh. Well, that's a smashed critter. Is there? It's a flat bug. Delicious. To the grave. Infiltrator. Coming here to steal my art secrets? Rude. Let me just leaf through this quickly just to see if I'll get in a mood. This here's from yesterday. Some aimless sketching. Maybe I'll just continue on this page. Art, art, dead bug and art, yeah. That's how it is. This pesky bug. Just leave. Dang. Can't have like Bob in the shot. Could kind of extend the camera here. It's cropped, but there's this pole that wouldn't be visible. So I prefer not to. Yeah. Is there I suppose Drakenstinct will be streaming today? Okay, Ross away. Creative block! No way! You'll get over it. How's it like for you? Is it like everything is boring, or is it just pointless failing? Oh. Yeah, that's not too good. Oh, hold on. I think I should. I've been lazy about this, but I should really do something about the chat poking in the edge to the screen. I never realized until I have chatters. Hold on. Yeah, it's never fun to be stuck in your own head. Oh, right. There we go. Fixed it. Oh yeah. The impatience of creating things because you have this clear idea, kind of. I'm trying to think if there's anything, any point of view that is helpful. Oh, right. Feel maybe that's sort of the case when things seem to be getting like, because the ambition becomes so grand, there's something about it that makes it kind of important, that causes a sort of pressure. Not here to whine, but hey, troubleshooting is fine. It's never fun to be like in a block. Usually it's what helps is doing like warm-ups and experimenting with other things to get the focus elsewhere and maybe relax a little. I found recently that I have to do warm-ups and not feel too bad about them, just because it's like you can't get things right from first try every day. Actually, yesterday's stream is a good example of that, because I was drawing pigeons from reference, and the first take on them were like, okay, this is not quite it, but I'll finish, and I'll try it again afterwards. Which I feel that I've discovered that allowing myself to be kind of slapsticksy about it, makes it all easier. I'm young on YouTube. Requests to be a dragon princess. I don't think I'll be able to fulfill that wish to you. I'm not that kind of artist. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're on YouTube. I'm streaming to YouTube and to Picardo of all things. Kind of for the fun of it. Also, it's easier for me to download the VODs and edit them, like give them a thumbnail and stuff afterwards. Yeah, YouTube, behave. Like the way I lay out my stream is hugely influenced by like the one YouTube person I've been watching for the past couple of years, which is he has only Twitch chat visible. He never reads YouTube chat. And well, I guess my main difference is that my chat layout makes room for way more chatters than he do. But he needs the space for other things, trackers and such. Well, I don't have anything. Well, okay, we have cat thing here. I'm always on the fluffy ends. Yep. I often have the feeling that, oh, I want to draw things, but I don't have an idea, which is kind of funny. I do have my comfort drawing go-tos, like Ella, for example. Very comfort. Making sport out of trying to fulfill a sketchbook. This book is from 2019, and I have it just the paper was so thick and seemed so precious that I didn't dare actually doing anything. Let's just fill it with a big bird. I am not obsessed with pigeons, I promise. I'm truthful compared to the crazy people I know. What's funny about it is that wings are still hard to understand and draw. I know wings well enough to see, like, to be kind of irked when I see, like, anime art and stuff where the wings are just not making sense. But I don't know it well enough to have, like, be in control if I try to draw it myself. Okay, what is happening here? We have just the longest cheek going on. Oh dear. Look, it's cool to be able to draw, like, some cursed shit sometimes. You may say it looks pretty, and sure, it might. Maybe it does. But there is something off about it if you compare it to reality. That can be kind of funny. Oh, actually, I can also draw something as ugly as I want. Like, or as ugly as I can. Not sure what, though. And could go with a random shape. Maybe not as ugly. But it's a way to explore things. Like, what kind of art is it that you've been focusing on lately, Patch? Was it Pokemon? Mr. Babe. Funny guy. This sort of looks like a demotivated priest person. You stress your brain, dude. Where's your feel good about these? Don't mind me adjusting the chat just a little bit more. Oh, by the way, have you looked into the stream together things? Second thing? Have you done that before? Not yet. I want to do it, but Twitch seems to be doing it in a so weird way, and it confuses me so bad. Yeah, I've done it before with my friend Jessica Aquino. Um, and it works, but it seems very made for people having their faces on camera and not things. Oh, hi, Master. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my stream. I hope you like traditional art. This pigeon has had something radioactive, I'm sure. Maybe I should try to develop some sort of goldfish emoji. So I notice I lose context. Slinkle Dinky, welcome. Welcome to my stream and thank you. Yeah, goldfish. If I lose context, please remind me. Just Slinky, let's go. You saw the first half as a whole fish? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Twitch emotes are all over the place. I'm not sure how I would go about it, but there will be moments where I goldfish the heck out of my stream, and I should be made aware. Slinkle-a-dinky, but just Slinky. Alright. Hi and welcome, Slinky. How are you doing today? Reizen till de deur is uit. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. Norwegian isn't that far from Danish. You're from Denmark? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not. I'm not good in Danish. Norwegians just can't do some sort of gibber interpretation of Danish. From Greenland. Oh, cool. This guy is not wrinkly enough. Not nearly wrinkly enough. Look here, Patch. Let's make this guy wrinkly. What is my art style? Well, mixed. I wouldn't define it, I think. I can draw a variety of things, but for Rino Reisen til de Dødes Øy, my comic book that was published in 2022 in Norway, that one is sort of a amalgamation of sort of French, Belgian inspired styles and something else. Gender, I don't care. Look, we got a priest guy. Okay. He rides a tiny bicycle. Okay, well then. You asked for a patch. This is not going to be good. I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna find me some water and... Oh, look, water. Alright, Slinky, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for popping by and have a great evening. Honestly, trying to fit my various windows onto a Mac screen, which is supposedly 5K, but not powerful enough to run it. Oh, paper. I need paper. I have a table beside me, or behind me. I have all my paint stash just laid out. Right. Before I forget, what was I gonna do? I forgot. It will be cursed. Pink, red. Ah, this is a dilemma. Whoop. Hold on. I wish I had a more flexible setup. Alright, now. This is stupid. There we go. If you're afraid of clowns, I'm sorry. Remember, you are the best. That just reminds me of a song I sometimes listen to because I think it's funny but also motivating. What's the band? It's something kind of tough guys trying to be edgy. Is it? No, it can't be Clawfinger or something. It's just the biggest, the best, better than the rest. Think about that song. Hey Patch, if you need a confidence boost, just listen to that song. Silly as fuck. Words. Silly as words. You need a new brain? Because you're the biggest, the best, better than the rest. Alright, poor clown. Oh, there was pink here. I could have used that for the fish. Ah. Oh. So it seems to me that every other streamer has a proper microphone and don't use just a gaming headset. Or is that just happening to be all the streamers I watch? Oh dang, I'm still reminded I haven't checked out your stream patch. I wanna. One of these days, I'm gonna. Oh wait, are you saying you need a new brain because you're not innocent anymore? If you have a camera, you can stream. So just start streaming. Cool. I'm on the right track. That's comforting. Thank you. Look at this blue man. Yeah, I'm glad I've gotten started. And I'm working on not letting the perfectionism stuff get in the way. Because I noticed since I want to do a voiceover thing for a video, I did a time lapse of the 3D waffle I made. I wanted to do some talkies over it, but so far I haven't gotten stuff to sound non-congested, if you know what I mean. You get these slobbery S's and F noises, and I think I worked out most of them. I saw a helpful video about fixing at least shouting and whispering, but what do you call them? Compressor and things. So that was helpful. I think that is good. But I feel there's still a level of congestion that I hope isn't real. People keep saying that, oh, I hate my voice, and I'm like, yeah, but the mic is kind of lying to you, you know? It's not that you sound like that, it's just that the capture sounds like that a lot of the time. I've heard recordings of my voice with decent sound equipment, and it's fine. It's like, oh, it's not so bad. Cool. You have a decent setup and constantly getting tech issues. No. Why can't stuff just work? Yeah. In the video I followed, actually, there was this voice plugin thing you could download, which is free for Windows, and I can't use it on my Mac, which added some bass. You could adjust it to add some bass, which is cool. For people on Windows. Sounding higher pitched. I am not sure if I feel like that. But I mean, I feel like I'm in a weird voice space in that regard. Doesn't bother me though. It's a lot of things is like, well, if I'm made that way, what you gotta do? Kind of acceptance. Just alright. I guess that's what I gotta work with. Let's go. These here are some of these at least. I think is leftover gouache. Maybe I don't want to do that just like right now. Ooh, it's dry already. Nice. Roleplay as a Dalek streamer. How British of you. It's a good joke though. Gimmicks like that can be fun. I'm not sure if it would work. Well, alright, if you really, really loved it, you could totally do that as just your thing. Though realistically, I think most people would be like, it's fun for a stream or two, and then back to the old or something. I mean, you could do that. People are variety streamers, you know? Which is cool. You can choose. Oh, regarding gender. I think one of my favorite moments in a Discord chat one time was that I was hanging out on the voice chat, discussing with a guy. I don't know. I think it was from Mississippi or Massachusetts, somewhere in the states. And he comments that, "Wow, you seem very mature for a 12-year-old." And the whole time he had thought I was just like this little kid having mature thoughts, being evolved. I find that so hilarious. I think once I finish this page and it dries up, I want to draw things and maybe try some other markers. I do have a bunch of Ecoline markers I could try. Let's see, paint spray, that's a nice one. It's a nice pigeon color. Still with the pigeons. Oh, it's 7 already. Ooh. I'll revive this color and maybe use it. What do you think, Patch? Will you be drawing something this evening? Like, will you be trying to get out of it, or will you just be trying to relax, recharge? Don't like yourself like that. Oh, I think you can relax though. Stuff like that is usually just a phase. So of course, things like mobile use and online activity does stuff to like your ability to focus, your impulses, and all that stuff. As long as it doesn't give you like anxieties and stuff. I mean, that would be. Those are the most dangerous. But otherwise, if you need some time to like step away, focus, detox, all that stuff. Ugh. Actually, oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm the slowest with the hammer. Not very familiar with the how to twitch things. It's very, it's frustrating, really. I'm just super slow, and people are like ninjas on this. But it's fine. I don't stress it. You know, I know. It's just garbage from a bot. It can't hurt anyone. We're not that stupid. Where was I? Hurt your eyes with its existence. Yo, that's hate speech. It's not. It's a bot. Matrix isn't real yet. Bots don't have rights. Yeah, I think you can rest assured anyway that the feeling and stuff, it will wear off with time. Probably just need some rest. And of course, perhaps some fresh impulses or to experiment, something to renew your excitement for doing things. I know for sure that I get impatient when all I want to do is ink something, but I don't have a sketch, and so I rush to sketch. But that makes me really hate the inking because the inking becomes hard, and I'm clueless, and it's ugly, and it doesn't turn out good because I didn't do a good sketch on it. I'm just so I kind of have to make myself go through it properly in order to enjoy it the most. Actually, Pat, what part of the process is your favorite? If you have one, that is, unless you're like primarily stuck in the end goal obsession. Walter Osako, hi, welcome to the stream. We are discussing motivation and art and things. Oh, enjoying the completed pieces? Yeah. I think I feel that. That might be part of the reason why I feel like I can never do the same thing twice. Because once I've done it once, I'm sort of expecting the result to just appear in front of me without any work or effort, which isn't how it works. And that can sometimes get me stuck. Because I just forget the effort that was involved in it. Thanks, Walter. I'm having fun. This paper isn't quite made for watercolors, but heck it, I'll do it anyway. Now I've mixed the goldfish colors, but the paper isn't ready for the goldfish colors. Ah, well, dang. But, real talk, Patch. At the very worst, whatever you do, don't beat yourself up about it if you're stuck. Like, at least don't make yourself feel even worse from not being able to pull out any output, because that is the ultimate worst feeling. And it's not deserved, ever. I've had to learn that over like the past 5 years or something. Like, just accept that I can't have the same output all of the time. Even with great skill, you have to be like, well, today's not the day. Sometimes. But I guess for me, since I work with illustration, I tend to have this pressure that, oh gee, I gotta have some output today, otherwise I'll be screwed. But I've been relaxing a lot on that. It's just not worth it. The exhaustion from feeling guilty that you couldn't output anything today. I know. You, as in me, in this case. It's just not worth, man. But then again, I'm very I've sort of decided that I'll be aiming for whatever is good feelings, and not feel too bad about stuff I can't really do anything with. Like, oh, I didn't do anything today. I've wasted the whole day. Yeah, well, day's gone. What you gonna do? Accept it? Accept it. I'm just gonna accept it. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. And I don't mean to pep talk you, because you didn't ask. I'm trying to relate. But I see way too many artists beat themselves up for nothing. And but I guess the best tip is to, I'm not giving you tips. I'm just giving you a tip. The best tip is that don't never be afraid to do things twice, especially at like a sketching idea stage. If you have an idea, you can do several sketches. You can see that from yesterday's stream where I was doing pigeons. Like, well, that wasn't right. Let me redo it better. Yeah, I work in drawing. That means I'm a comic artist, an author. I've published 2 comic books in Norway. One of them is Ella, which you can download and read for free in English from my Ko-fi, which is linked in my about page. The other one I'm planning to translate. But I do comics. I enjoy comics, always have. Like to draw stories. Weirdly, I've sort of gotten stuck a lot of the time with being like, oh, I want to draw, but I don't have a script now. What do I do? So I often get stuck on that one, where I'm like, but there's no manual. What do I do? How can I draw something if there's no plan? So I've been trying to get back to that, learn things. Yeah. Also, I work in at Inkipen, a comic company, a small company in Bergen, in Norway. They do comics as a subscription service thing, which is really cool. There's also a link to that in my about page, just because I like people. They're so sweet. It's a tiny place, cute crowd, and they have comics that you can. Some of them are free titles. Some of them you can read like the first chapter for free, and otherwise it's all subscription. It's cool. And I've been so lucky. I've been getting to draw their mascot Inky for a lot of the time. Whoa, what is happening to this pigeon? At some point, I am going to draw a pigeon frisé, because that's about a dumb joke as dumb as rigor mortis. Rigor mortis. That's the one. Hey, what's this clown's deal? I actually think I don't want to spread colors too wide. It's already quite over the place, but we have some blue here. We have some reddish yellows, brown. Shouldn't be dragging in too much. Sketch pages do look best if they get to like have repeated colors, and I feel like sketch pages like that is what kind of sparks joy on my end. And this is about my love for sketchbooks, not pleasing anyone else. Okay, it is brown. Brown, let's go. Yeah, so I'm super lucky to be working with drawing. It has been part of my healing journey, because I used to work with children's book illustration, but as a perfectionist and also as someone who wants to have good work relationships, it just didn't feel right to me that publishers would come up to me and be like, hey, do you want to illustrate this book? We need like 30 illustrations. We'll pay you kind of less than the time it takes to create these illustrations, and the rest will be royalties. And then when I had to say yes, they'd like throw the script at me and be like, okay, you're on your own. And the only time they would be like contacting you is that, okay, how's it going? The deadline is in next week. Well, how far have you come? Like, it's kind of not going great, to be honest. And nobody told me that you had moved the deadline. And there are lots of problems in publishing that kind of made it hard for me to stay motivated. So I've kind of realized afterwards that all that stuff resulted in a huge burnout for myself. Like I feared that for the longest time. I feared that I had lost my love for drawing, that I would never like to draw again because I had been forced to keep up with deadlines. I ended up hating my work because it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and I felt so alone in that. The people who had asked me to do it were they weren't really involved in themselves enough, or at least to the degree that I would like. A lot of artists and illustrators are fine with that type of work, but I think me as a person, I'm just not built with the personality type for that. So it felt very cold and thankless in a sense. However, I feel like I keep mentioning this healing journey of mine every stream, but I'm just so thankful to have been hired in a company that lets me draw and build up my skill for my own part and for their part, which has been fun. It's just the best guys to work with. So I'm in a good space now. I also did start participating in like sketch breakfast, which is a thing that happens bi-weekly, which is where I started being like, oh, watercolors exist. They're kind of fun. Traditional art, unfolding. It's just nice. Good to be around. Right. Old man? Now, how would I go about doing like a skin color? I always think it's like brown. Yeah, that's kind of skin-like. Well, pretty, but should be. Usually these guys wear makeup, and I'm sure he has white makeup in most of his face. Maybe some of it has like worn off. Oh, it's a cursed look. Fantastic, even. Yeah, Patch, life happens. Sometimes people are unlucky with their experiences. I feel unfortunate that I didn't have people to talk to that knew well enough the things I was struggling with to give me proper advice on like how to deal. But otherwise, I've been very lucky. I can't really complain. In many cases, I'm just feeling totally blessed. Really, I'm super fortunate to be where I am right now. But enough about me, let's talk about pigeons or goldfish or something. Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, I like to share things. I don't really have. There's usually never anything bad, but yeah, I want others to feel good too. And I really hope that you'll get out of it. Like that you can climb out of the rut that is happening. But I just want you to relax and know that it's usually just a phase. It's a passerby thing. We don't all feel so great always. Oh yeah, for sure. No doubting it. I mean, in other regards, there are days I wake up, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, I hate my face. Well, I guess it's just that kind of day, and then I don't worry about it. Like, Nobody cares if I hate my face. They don't hate my face anyway, so why should I care? Kind of the same with like anything. All those feelings are usually just faces, huh? I thought I had trouble with like describing hair, meant to be here, that kind of stuff. Found another. Words. Okay, boy, you get red eyes, because red is in the wind. You too, you get red. Hey, shouldn't Stringer sync the streaming? It is Sunday. Not sure why I'm half waiting for it, because I can't really watch when I'm busy. Computer doesn't take it. And well, I can't really do that and listen. Yeah, we have red in the mouth too. Get red. Going to sleep, alright. Good night then, Walter. Thank you for popping by. This is a lot of blue. I will use it here. The thing that bothers me with the stream together thing is that it is hard to know, like, it looks to me that you have to be live in order to start it. And although there's this whole backstage thing you can do, it just looks to me that everything is all public, always. And I'm not sure why you would start a stream before checking that everything is set up and working. It just seems very, very difficult. Huh. I'm an hour in already. Woohoo! You learned that the hard way. Oh dear. Yeah. Aha. I'm not sure how I would get audio things to work, since I like to have the music as well. Because when you do this thing, you can choose like, oh, let Twitch handle the audio, or I will handle the audio myself. You have a full hour routine before streaming. God, yo, I could never. At most, I would do a recording to check if it seemed okay, and then I would start and even prepare things afterwards. Well, okay, for your streams, you gotta, yeah, especially if you have tech issues, you gotta. I can see why you would check out up things, but doesn't that make a huge commitment? Oh, do you have an old computer? Sorta. How old is yours? Mine's pushing 10. $12 old. Yep. That is something. That's quite a lot, actually. In that case, I think you're right in to let it warm up and stuff. I'm super confused with mine just because it is an iMac, and it seems that it's not really the computer's fault. It's just all software becoming more bloated over time. So you gotta choose like, what can I get rid of? All software is so demanding. Hey, Casey Tron's White Knight. Good evening and welcome. Hey, aren't you streaming yourself? Playing games? We just finished. Whee! Aw. Well, thank you for coming by. How are you? I'm good. Good. We like good. Apple tends to make fun of obsolescence. As yeah, obsolescence. Yes, I believe you. Upgrading to Mojave was a nightmare for me because the thing didn't check if there was space enough on the hard drive, and so it just ended up throwing in limbo. Have I changed my mic? I have followed that tutorial that added filters with compressor and some other thing, just so I can whisper and speak loudly without blowing your ears out. So like, wow, I haven't seen that in too long, I think. You gotta send me clips, prove it, because I don't know what you mean. Sound muffled? Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, but I find all the mics I've been trying have been sounding muffled. But I'm using the same mic as I have the pastimes as I have been using, I guess. Oh, this clown dude, he's very fresh. He has blue hair, I think. Cool. I hate this page. Great. The contrast is too much, and that's how it's gonna be. Awesome. Let's give this boy a little square too. All right. Okay, Patch. Best of luck, and don't beat yourself up. If you do something at all, that's great. Just remember that. Hey, Jack Instinct is live. Talk to you later. Yeah. Not sure about muffled thing. Even with the proper cabled microphone that I tested out on at least on Boya's laptop, it just gives the same muffle, all of them. Very frustrating. I don't understand. Of course, there's some levels on the compressor thing that it appears that I do not have the proper freedom to be like, oh, let me check what are those filters called? Filters, compressor and expander, right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, it might be the noise suppression. Try turning that off. See if that does anything. Let me know. Yeah, I'm drawing things. It's a fat mouse. Oh, is that a fat mouse? This? No, it isn't. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like I haven't drawn a mouse. What are you talking about? No, I got that years ago as something cheap somebody had bought on holiday because they had forgotten to bring a mouse and had to just buy one on the airport or something. Then they gave it to me. I've had that for I don't know, 12, 15 years. It works. It's nothing special, but it works. And as you maybe can see, the bling is falling apart. And I've actually used that bling as decoration for my nails sometimes. You know, waste not, want not, and all that. Yeah, how long should I go with this? You was gonna ask? Yes. That yes, that fish is me, and yes, it's what fish it is. You are right. I'm brainstorming, testing out ideas for possible emotes. 'Cause you know, I know, and you know. We both know we need this emote. It will be needed. So I already mentioned this to the previous people, but once I finish this, I'm gonna try other tools on the next page, just because I keep going to the watercolors even when I know they don't really sit well on the paper. Oh yeah, that's true. You got to borrow your sister's watercolors? You have yeah, you sent pictures. You have borrowed those already. When are you gonna play? Will you play along? Are you joining me? Maybe. I could do tutorial for noobs. Well, then I have to do like on good paper. I'm not sure. I mean, if you wanna, we could do like a collaboration stream where we both sit and paint and you follow along and you're like, you can ask things. You have to speak on mic. Your favorite thing. That is, of course, no problem for a pro such as you, right? I think you're busy. Oh, no, you disappoint me. Right, I'm getting to use up some colors here. That's very good. I think the rest there is just gonna be spent. I'm gonna wash out the wells. I say as I continue painting. You have arches paper. That is fancy. That is nice. Or so they say. I did a drawing once. Your sister has fancy pants. Well, does she use her tools? Because that's the important thing. If she has fancy ass paper and doesn't use it, well, you go use it. Someone has to use it because that paper doesn't last forever. Quality deteriorates over time and stuff. She does use it. Alright, good. Good. Right. I have so many artist friends who are terrified of using their gear, and it's like, but you have this gear, what you gonna do with it? Oh, I'm too afraid to use it. It's just, no, just use your tools. You have them, you can waste them. Just do things. Play, have fun, learn. You can do it. Being afraid is like the number one thing that hinders people in pursuing what they want to do. However, really cool sister letting you borrow her stash. Especially if she's a fancy pants painter. I'll admit, when I was a kid, I would have not let anyone have my paper because my paper was so fancy, and I am not letting a shitty kid or talentless person or someone who can't draw use it because they're gonna waste my paper. That was me as a 10-year-old, and I do not agree with her. Yeah, Kid Grus is something. Oh yeah, that's part of growing up for sure. Oh, by the way, do you notice anything in terms of the noise suppression thing? Is it fine? It doesn't look noisy, so I'll just assume it's good. Oop. Yeah, this is drying. Meanwhile, I can put these away. Good weird vibes. What? See, I'll throw this out. And I'll be silent when doing it. Hui! I brought water for the not watercolors that I'm not gonna use. Welcome back, Walter. Can't sleep. That's too bad. Okay, I'm waiting for this to dry. This here, very wet. You're drinking water in a Snoopy cup. Ah, comfy. Now, what happened to music? Oh, randomly pausing music. That's cool. Well, while that dries, so I have alternatives to what I could play with. I do have these, which are my Ecoline markers. They are sort of watercolor pigment stuff. I'm not sure if I would like those. Maybe on one side. However, I do also have like over a decade old pro markers with the old design and all. If I could get around to use these for a bit, maybe that would be worth it. So I can only think. Can you use watercolors to doodle and test on random paper? I mean, yeah, you can test and don't expect it to be good. Let me see actually, because I mean, you can test, you can try stuff. I have sketchbooks where I have used watercolor paper, watercolor, and it isn't really watercolor paper. Let's see if I can find something. This is not it. Here's the Ecoline marker. No, this is alcohol marker. This is just the wrapping paper. Here's some watercolor. Not safe for work. What? Huh? What did I miss? Dang. But yeah, you can do watercolors on some types of paper. Usually, it's better if it's thick paper. Otherwise, you have to be really careful about how much water you use. I didn't show anything. Okay, good. Good. I knew that. There we go. Oh, here's your favorite character. So this here, on very thin paper, you would probably at best get like this kind of look, where it's not very deep color, and you would probably have just one layer of pigment going on. Oh yeah, I didn't see that either. You are right. There's a moon there. Good. I have my bullet journal, which also has kind of thin paper. I'm fairly sure I've done some watercolors in it, but usually I try to avoid that just because it doesn't work. Like for here, for instance, I haven't used watercolors. I've been coloring things and popping it in afterwards. This here is kind of like watercolors, but this was done with Ecoline markers, so it doesn't really count. I think maybe this was. Yeah, this looks like just a watercolor brush. And so we can do that. It doesn't really go through, depending on the paper. But yeah, I highly recommend testing things out on different types of paper to see how it behaves. This is a color chart I did eons ago, where I tested like how it would look if I laid on colors thickly and thinly. So like this diagonal here is the color, while all these squares are the combinations of the different other colors. Yeah. Oh yeah, do some warm-ups. That's great. Like the most important thing is just to not be afraid of doing anything. This here is super crappy paper, but it is watercolor paper. It's kind of too skinny. Sometimes you even get watercolor paper that is stupid thin. Where did that go? I know it's here. Right. This here is postcard paper. And yeah, no, it isn't. It's even from a respectable brand, but this thin slice? Heck no, this ain't paper for watercolors, but yeah, it pretends to be. So, different paper behaves differently. It's cool to play around to see both how paint behaves, how the paper picks up pigments, and figure out like what you like about it. So that's all super cool. Now I have kind of nothing to do right now while my art dries. That's what we got here. Let's do a tour. November. Got this book last year. Oh, I never posted this really. I should probably do that. Oh, I should sign it too. I made this. Me. I. Nobody else. I'll maybe use the brown pen if I can find it. There it is. That's the Christmas emote. Yeah, we're listening to Christmas music. Should I change it? Yeah, I should. It's a sus emote, but it has a Christmas hat, which is very fitting. I'll change to something else. I hope it isn't too loud. There we go. Just in the background. But yeah, you can suspicion me for all you want. I made this drawing. Me. $24. Might be I don't think that I'm done with it, but I haven't touched it in a while, so maybe it just is done. Oh, this page. One day I will try to find an idea. This page is lined up with gesso, and so I want to draw with paint with acrylics on it, but I haven't gotten that far yet. Pigeons, ladies, dragons, and lemonade. More pigeons. I'm not obsessed with pigeons. Wondering why a blank page was so special. Yeah. Hey, don't let me distract you in your doodling. You gotta go. Alright, this is where I was yesterday. Here's my card. Where are my books? I could just show these whenever people are like, hey, what do you do? Yeah, I'm a comic artist. These are my books. If you can read Norwegian, go buy. Awesome, Casey. You make me proud. At this point, I am just stalling. I think maybe I just want to do my sketching. No. But this is a watercolor thing. Ah. Don't I ever learn? But too deep into talking about the watercolor things. Now. I know I had a book that is kind of for... It's with the worst paper I own. Like copy paper. There's lots of notes. There's something with some page space. I can use that. Here are just some various notes for mushrooms I would like to model at some point. Forbidden tea. If I plan ahead, maybe I would want to draw something special on a page. It would be cool to have something about as special as the first page here, which I'm still kind of happy with. It's from 2019. Oh, time flies. But something not too ambitious. If I'm thinking promarkers, maybe just a red dragon thing. A long boy, but it's just red, no fancy colors. This is kind of my problem. I often suffer from empty ideas, as in, I do have ideas, but there is no story behind it. I suppose you don't always need a story. Maybe you can have like this fluffy. Oh, what I could do even is like a color experiment where I draw this dragon across both pages, like the whole spread. And then I can, on the one page that is facing this leaf, other side of this leaf, I can use colors that I know don't bleed through. While for the other part, I will use promarkers, and then you can see the contrast. That would be nice. Could even be fun. They say not to fall in love with the first idea you have, but I do that all the time. Well, I'm just so done with never finishing anything because the idea is never good enough. Like if I make something, I can explore technique with it as well. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Maybe I can even practice drawing scales in a way. I have a gray fine liner, I could use that. Oh, I even have like the Copic fine liner. I think that's even lighter. It even looks like... Oh, it's very fine. Hey, welcome back, Casey. You have a water? Oh, this is dark gray. That's a brush, man. I do have a brighter one, I know. I'm sure, certain, and certain. My pencil case is so full of garbage. So full of stuff. Can't find what I'm looking for. Good job, you. Yeah. Saving some items so you can play with them later. What a life hack. Oh, found it. Here's the other. Oh, that's kind of brighter actually. So both this and this one are kind of gray fine liners, which I may use if I want to explore drawing scales in a certain way. But I want to be quick about it. I don't like spending too much time, you know me. I see people who are like just crazy about drawing dragons, and they have all this this whole treasure of skill set on different types of scales and everything. That is just so wild. Not sure about the snout, what it is even, but I'll take it. Kind of like that. This is, of course, the random doodle in the wrong book. We're good. Just note that it's there. I like always noting the date for things, especially sketches. Okay, it's not completely dry yet, but I am impatient. So I'll just flip over. Hey, book. Oh, wow. I don't think I thanked Walter for the follow. Thank you, Walter. That's very nice. Oh, I will not be able to replicate this. Should you sketch before? Depends on your comfort level. Like the way I like to work is by doing a rough sketch and usually ink it. Do I have? No. Since this is the sketchbook, I don't care about the inking stage. This one, you can see that I have sketched before and then used a fine liner and then color it afterwards. But you have the freedom to do what you want. If you're going to just test the watercolors on paper, you can do like swatching, see how a couple of colors behave on certain paper. Like, don't make a big deal out of it if you're only going to test it on different paper. Like, don't make your masterpiece painting on copy paper and then be afraid of coloring it because you'll ruin it or something. Because you can try colors. You can sketch ideas, of course. So yeah, you can just do colors. Especially like, I mean, these are just colored sketches. And what I could do is I could use a fine liner afterwards to darken some places. Like here, where it kind of would be more readable if I outlined some of it, like the edge of the beak, just to get more contrast. But just doing sketches first, that's kind of the most fun. So yeah, I kind of prefer that. Watercolor does stack to a degree. Really depends. If you lay it down super thick, that's not going to work very well if you keep layering on with other washes afterwards. But yes, like how I painted this, you see I got the brown dots. Of course, I have like layered the orange on top, actually. Layered it on top of the brown dots. Whether or not the previous darker dots would blend, like reactivate and flow out, that kind of depends on your paint and the type of pigment and lots of stuff like that. It even depends on the paper. So yeah, it's no firm answer to that. But mostly you can layer it. You'll see also when I begin, once I sketch out my weird dragon thing. I'll try to be quick just because I hate using time. Like on stuff like this. Especially when it's my main goal here is to fill the sketchbook. So I'll be trying to work big, just to not get stuck up in details, especially with pens that aren't fit for making fine detail. That's a tip for you actually, that don't work so small that your tools can't cope, basically. I get super stuck up in the weirdest details that no one can see, and you can't really appreciate a tiny picture if you put it on the wall or something. You just won't see it. So working bigger is more fun. You can be whimsy. I personally think it's fun to spend more color on it. So it's all very, very nice. Right, so we have this long creature. And I want it to go across the page. Like, don't care about borders, because I just don't care. And I'm stealing the shape from my sketch here. Just following that. Do you need to use a palette? Some people just use the lid. Now, I'm not sure what state this is in, but most palettes come with a lid that you can use for mixing. Yeah, so you can do that. You don't really need a palette for that. I have plastic palettes and I have been using them, which is mainly because my own palette, the Bob Ross box, doesn't have a mixing palette, and Bengalock, the brand, they never came back to me because I was like questioning, hey, does your spray pen handle wetness for a long time? And they just never replied, so I stuck this instead. So, kind of up to... Oh, I hate the "it's up to you" answers. I just feel it. It's frustrating. But yeah, you see your sister uses the lid, then you can use the lid. Maybe, I'm not sure how important this is to her, but you can see that some colors have stained on the lid. Like it has put some color there. So it might be, if you can see that she's, alright, this is where she mixes the blues, greens, and this is where she mixes the yellows. Maybe you not mix the green in the yellow spot if, in case the pigment is staining, but otherwise I think you should do fine. You'll be good. If you're gonna use a color right from the paint, you can do that. I personally don't like it because that means that you'll have uneven texture on it. But you can test both. See how it behaves. Since I prefer doing even washes, like getting even color, that means it's more important to me to pre-mix my colors, like mix the water and pigment real good together before I put it on paper. But if you don't want that, you can just play. I'm curious to see what you'll come up with. It's always fun when people are trying a new medium. I find the most important thing is just don't be afraid. Play. I have been learning that the past years, that's why I'm just so excited. If you can hear me breathe with my nose, I'm sorry. Yeah, don't touch the sparkle colors, that's the good one. Good call. They will contaminate everything. You're not mentally ready. Yeah, it's more hassle, more cleanup, more everything. I hope I get around to do some sparkles as well, because I've been borrowing some that I haven't gotten around to use. So maybe today's the day. You and me, baby. Okay, long claws. Cool. Not sure for what. This dragon is just floating. Okay, what else? I'm doing this rough and quickly just because I don't want to get stuck. But I do. If I want to do scales in a cool way, I'm gonna line up some of them. Of course I had to do it the hard way. This annoys me. The dragon here, the face, doesn't look nearly as cool as the one in my other doodle book, but it'll have to do. It's a more awkward angle. Look, not every angle can be your best. That's just how it is. And it's no worry. It's not the end of the world. It is okay that things are like that. Oh, also, Casey, did you remember to keep like a piece of paper towel beside you? I think I'll leave the mansplaining for when I start painting. Because I'm not gonna babysit you while I'm just trying to figure out what I'm drawing myself. Patience, here we go. Right, my mind is going about pink. Big shock. And so for that, I'll be fine lining this with purple. Ooh. Okay, cool. I think I fixed the issue comparing to the other one. Now, Casey, are you seeing how the paint responds to the paper? How the paper responds to water, really? You're more concerned about how you respond. Advice for you, don't panic. It'll be fine. It cannot explode unless your sister has odd tastes in pigments. So it should be fine. You'll be fine. Warming up. Yeah. Very good. Oh wow. I am not caring about these spine things. They're just becoming whatever. Alright, that's part of a dragon. Now, the question is if I wanna. Oh, that's the darker one. If I want to try doing the scales with a fine liner. One issue with this fine liner is that it is gray and it will look exactly like pencil until I erase the pencil. Meaning I can't really see where I've been with this. So I think I'm just gonna draw and hope for the best. I won't even be very specific about it. Mm-hmm. It's a couple of years ago, but I did have one burst where I was like invested into in drawing scales, but I sort of fell out of it. So it was kind of tiresome, and I didn't feel like I was mastering it. And so it was more like this thing that was okay. It looks cool, but it's a lot of work, so I don't really want to do it. Okay, now for scales around here, I want things to follow a certain path, like a wireframe. Curious how it will look once I erase. Might be it's too loose, might be it works. We'll have to see. Alright. Oh, tail too. So curious to see if this will be visible at all. Like, will it be garbage or will it work? I have a slight suspicion it'll be a mix. And probably it'll be a convincing mess. That's what I think. That's a dragon. I'm not sure how much Copic stuff needs to dry. I'll try just being careful about erasing my stuff. The sketch. Oop. Oh, I erased one bit. Yeah, Casey, how's it going? How's the paper treating you? Not very well, but fine. Good. Sounds good. Are you getting a feel for what will be possible to do with it? Oh, wait a second. I was gonna use markers. I'm not painting at all. There will be no mansplaining. Last time I thought I was gonna paint. Problem is color mixing. Explain. What's happening? It's like getting certain results of color. Ah, okay. Yeah. Oh, and pigments are crazy like that. You thought like you could get away with mixing red and blue? Think again. That type of color theory is just based on very specific pigments. And so if you mix the red and the cobalt blue, for example, you'll get mud that look like granulated and blah. No good. You know the sheet that I showed you earlier, the chart which was like all the mixing things. That's kind of a good map to make. I don't recommend that you do it though, only because it's time consuming and kind of boring, and I mean, it's not. It's maybe not the thing you want to do, but things we can learn is that you have the blue-green that is very strong, very rich. You have yellows, just kind of like lemon. I'm not sure how many of the colors you have in the set. To my experience, most basic sets come with blues that are just not fun. They do not spark joy. I just despise the ultramarine and cobalt blues because they are not my kind of blue. I want my blues to be greener. And well, that's just a rant. You can mix quite a lot of nice colors with the ochre, the muddy yellow. But yeah, you should experiment and see what you get. Because I mean, most of these mixing things are, how to say it? I even lost my train of thought. you'll see when you try mixing them, like if they give you something good or something bad. And you'll never have to really mix in white. That's just a weird one. White makes some things stick out as more gray-like, actually. It's very weird. Depending on what you add the latest. Yeah, right. So the amount of pigment also has a lot to say on that regard. Might be you're having very potent pigments, like very strong, that are usually very overpowering. Let me see. I'm gonna wipe off the excess rubber. Since I'm a terrible person, I just push that on the floor. My mom hated that. And of course I do see the problem now. I'm just also lazy right now. But I'm getting curious, Casey. I would love to see. Alright, so I was thinking pink, big shock. I'll grab my Ecoline pinks. And it'll probably... I'm likely to hate it. Big blocks of blue and green. Are you diluting your color enough? Because watercolors look differently depending on how diluted they are. And like you get a range of colors from like the very, very thin, like almost just water level to the super thick, creamy consistency. And you probably notice that some of your color blocks are just, they look black and you don't really know what color it is until you wet it and try to test it somewhere. So that's also something like you have. Even with a little, you get a huge range of things. Right, now for this. I think my paper hates the Ecoline markers, so I'm just gonna go for it, man. Just gonna be bold. Play with my toys. Only on this side. Ecoline markers, only on this side. I think part of why I haven't quite gotten to become friends with my Ecoline markers is that I may not have the right paper for it. Oh, pictures. Let me see. Oh. Alright, I see what's happening. Since it's a book, that is clearly not meant for watercolor, so you're being very careful about not using too much water. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's very restricted what kind of effects you can get with in that sort of book. I say that if you're not afraid of ruining a page in the book, experiment with different loads of water just to see what happens. I see in that one, in your picture, the one you sent me, is that because of the paper, you get these kind of dotted textures. I'm trying to find something that has kind of the same thing. But yeah, the dots, they are paper, entirely from the paper. And I've had a lot more fun with watercolors since I just accepted that, alright, that's the look I get when using this paper. I cannot for the life of me find this. Looks like soup with chunks. Yeah. Oh wait, it's in my previous bullet journal. That's where I remember now. Where is that? Oh, you got it. That's also a notebook. Let's see if I can find an example for you. So it's a frustrating feeling to have that. Alright, I only found this cute little selfie. Oh no, it's not back here. Then where? Finding lots of old other stuff though. Fascinating. I guess the bottom line is I know what I'm talking about, and that's the paper. It will look dotted. Why can't I remember? I know for sure I have a drawing of Rosetta in one of my old bullet journals where you have that exact pattern. And using a lot of water on that paper will just make it. I guess what's happening is that the type of paper, the texture, fiber in it is uneven, and so chunks of it will absorb more pigment than the other, is my guess. And you can use it for effects, I suppose. But yeah, it does kind of look like shit, and unless you like, there are things you feel like you can use it for, or you can accept the look for things. It's like, it's no shame to be like, nope, this don't work. But it's cool still. You can use that for mixing and like seeing what you get. Still good for that. You super watered down the blue, except for the chunks. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, some blues are like super tasty blues. I like the rich blues that go like towards cyan and stuff. Very good. This is, it's not going through, right? Good. So yeah, you get an idea of what colors you'll get, which is the main idea with swatching and testing out. So look at you! You've already started! I sometimes talk to people who are like, oh, I'm terrified of trying this medium, trying this thing or this paint. I myself am terrified of trying oil paint. I will not be doing that without supervision. Just because I don't want to. I want to be just told what's the way to handle those things. I'm not gonna play. But I'm a pro. That only means I sometimes earn money on my stuff. Doesn't mean I'm good at it. You've drawn twice ever. Watercolors are not dangerous. They will not explode. They will not kill you. Just don't eat the yellow. It's toxic. Possibly the other pigments too. Some of those things come with allergy warnings or like allergy trigger warnings. It's very funny. Okay, that's some. Okay, I want there to be like a shiny stripe along this. Just a light pink. Maybe also as a rim light. We'll see. This is a very pink dragon. Whoa. Now, I'm not sure. I actually need my bullet journal for this one. I have my Ecoline swatches here. Though where? It's kind of in the back. Darn. I should probably check the index. No? I'm so lost. I don't know where my stuff is. Oh, here we are. For my Ecoline swatches, made in the bullet journal, the least fitted book. And I'm looking at the pinks. Light rose. Fuchsia. No. That's terrible. Red violet? No. Magenta and light rose. Also, should do some carmine. Is this carmine? It is. Okay, that's a kind of pinkish red. So we'll play with that. Maybe later I'll see if I need the reddish brown. Oh, there's a apricot. No, I will not be using that. Oh. Putting things back. Okay, this time I shall not be up as late because I have been terrible. It's not ideal to stay up late and stream until bedtime. I prefer having some time to cool down, watch some relaxing video content, and have a good time. Let's see. Light rose. I'll use that to maybe blend. So if I'll do the magenta like that, then light rose straight on top. What I feel with this is I can't really do many layers without letting it dry first. That's just my experience with these. Sorry if you hear the click. Apparently this is indigo. I'll do one testing. These are supposed to be sort of water soluble. Kind of activating them. No, man. It doesn't look very good. Dramatic shadow, yellow. Clickety clack. Wow. That indigo is way too much. Is there any way I can use it? Now this is fun. We're just experimenting, right? And I've done something that looks kind of bad. So what if I just try to reactivate this kind of? Suck up some of that color. Ooh, it works. Works a bit. Not very, but a little. See, that's something you can do with your watercolors as well. You can do those sort of, it's not quite undo, but it's a kind of salvaging maneuver you can do, which sometimes might feel necessary. Yeah, Control Z. ERL, whoa! Yeah, that color seems way too extreme. It does not spark joy. I want to be bolder about my color choices, but I haven't really had much luck so far. You know, it's a journey. It's not a big deal. It's kind of crazy. I've been trying to Google up like, oh, how do I use these Ecoline markers? Because I'm not friends with them. And what people seem to be doing is that they'll take a marker, which is this white rose, I'll grab the magenta. They grab the marker and be like, and then you grab a palette and squeeze out pigment like this. Now you can use your brush to put it on the page. And that seems like a bad product. If you need workarounds to use something to make it look good, then I don't think it's a really good tool. There is very little paper I find that is actually taking well on these markers as well. It's just insane, crazy, difficult. And squeezing the marker on the palette is just it's too much. If I wanted to use a palette and a brush, I would use a palette and a brush and regular watercolors or already liquid pigments, which I do have, by the way, and never use. Oh, I could play with those too one day. One day, we shall play. So, it seems to me they're mostly meant for these kind of like promarkers. It's mostly meant for sketching and design brainstorming in a way that conveys an idea without being technically a finished artwork. Anyway, maybe I should move over to the promarkers. I do not have swatches of promarkers. That is fine, because I kind of don't like them anyway. But I'm also kind of tired of having to swatch them every time I want to use them. Because they are not light-proof, meaning that either you scan your artwork or you draw and keep it in a dark place. Oh, that's some marker paper. I can swatch on that. On the right side. I felt like I was very, very aware what side was the right side, and now I don't know. I think this is right. We have rose pink, which I don't think is the right color. I might be wrong, but we also have pink carnation somewhere, if I can find it. We have lilac as well. It's kind of a lavender, bright lavender. Click. Pink carnation. Those two. Yeah, I think I'll start. How's this with the? I'll start with the shadow places. The lilac on the scale things. Okay. The moment I'm doing this, I'm just like, all right, this is fun. Not because I like promarkers or that they feel good, but change while also trying to get the same color. This feels fun. I'm having fun. Do you have many different sorts of paper, Casey? Normal and Archer. Alright. Not sure how big the archer is, but... And not to be frugal, but to be frugal, maybe if you cut like a strip from the archer paper that you can use to do a little swatches on, just small ones to see what how the paper takes things. One thing that's fun to do is the one where you have kind of thick pigment, then you dilute it a bit, so you get this kind of gradient thing. Oh, I wonder if I have one of those. Should. I don't. Well, kind of. You can make these kind of square better. This is a bad example. But you see how you can do like the range thing. Using this stupid pear. Paper. Yeah, it's helping you getting to know the pigments. So it's not a complete waste to use the stupid paper, but it is what it won't help you with is understand how the pigment behaves on the archer paper. Which, you know, you're learning, man. It's fine. Right, goes there. Now, pink carnation. Rose pink is darker, but kind of same. Yeah. Watercolor has this cool attribute where depending on the effect you want, you can choose to either mix things in while the paint is still wet, or you can let it dry and layer it. Personally, I do a lot of layering, which is why I always complain there is so much goddamn waiting whenever I do painting. Oh yeah, dude. I am using my promarkers. Is that the first time this year? Who knows, but I am aiming to use them up. Hopefully. Hopefully. Now that's the pink carnation. Where's the rose pink? Here. Oh man, I'm just grooving. Right. I don't understand this music track where it just jumps. Weird music mix. So to me, none of these look very great. To the camera, looks good. It's not a big thing. Oh, okay, but I might be hitting on a problem here. I do not have proper pink alcohol markers. I have cardinal red. Cardinal red is sort of a... It dries a bit pinker, but it isn't quite pink. I did not consider that. Oh, yeah. I'm getting some ghosting here from the promarkers. Paper is very thick though, so surprisingly good actually. What do you think? Should I try to do the same thing, which is get the get a color that is as close as possible, but not the same at all? Or should I go for a completely different color, like turquoise, blue, cyan? Sounds fun. I also said I wanted to use sparkles. I have these pink ones that I'm borrowing. I want to use them! Alright, let's go blue. Blue-greenish. Blue. Turquoise. That's more like a sea green. And you have a promarker color green with this. It's clearly a blue. Clearly. Yeah, well, it's a middle thing, but it's not what I think of as green for sure. Okay, maybe it's too green actually. Okay, turquoise and some blue. Duck egg. Yeah, that's kind of gray. That's too blue. I want the dark blues. I want the fresh blue. Here we have some pastels. Pastel green. This is tea green. Practically invisible. Okay, away. Duck egg. Was that one? Was that this one? Pastel green. Really? Stuck egg and keep the best I have? Cool aqua. What's your gender? I should have replied, doesn't matter. Because it doesn't. Then we have this one, which is way too deep. But maybe it's cool for shadows. Maybe. Or it's too strong. We'll see. We'll go with duck egg as well. Cool, cool. Right. So I'll go for a stripe with the pastel green. Here we go. Do that right, just as the other. Of course, no blending on this one. Oh, sporty. Wait, cool aqua. Sure, give it some depth. Nice approach. Yeah, that's the one. Now that you've enlightened me. Did I just put the turquoise here? I thought that was the reject pile. Well, there we go. Turquoise. I'm kind of doing a grand mistake by doing so many areas at once. So promarkers blend best when they are kind of wet. And if I want any sort of blending or detail, I gotta work on small areas at the same time. Hey, but you can't argue that Wii Sports isn't great. Wii Sports is so good. Oh dear. This looks way better on the capture. But it's also a lesson kind of in how things don't need to look perfect up close. I see lots of people's digital paintings, if they work really big, whenever it's close up, it just doesn't look good at all. And that is kind of cool. It's very cool proof that you don't have to make the perfect thing up close in order to convince the viewer. So I think I've found quite a lot of comfort in that nowadays. It's been a good lesson to learn. I'm just gonna fill this in. Oh, we can try. Okay, this is ugly. Yes, you did something. That's what matters. Indeed. Are you still on the notebook paper? Yeah, but then it is as expected, and it's cool. It's completely fine. I will have to find that picture. Oh, okay, it's in another book. It's my previous bullet journal. Oh, okay. I look in the shelf and I just look straight at it. This was the book I was looking for. It's way smaller. I also have like a big tryout palette, and what you can see here is how laying it on thick kind of worked for this notebook paper, while doing it watery made it all patchy and dotted. Like, and that's a look. And so this was the drawing I thought about. It doesn't look great, and that's just how the paper rolls. Looks kind of smeared out and stuff. And cool. That's just how it was. But it's good to know. And I felt that I got to know my colors way better by doing this. Not necessarily by being like, oh, this is how it looks on paper, but these are the colors I get. And that is good knowledge. So it ironically made me more comfortable with my colors, with my palette. Oh, also, the whole diagonal thing, super confusing. So I ended up lining up the original colors here on the edges as well. If you're gonna do this. Also, if you're gonna do this, if you don't want to wait, I recommend having space between the squares, just because yeah, there is so much goddamn waiting. So you can take the day as a victory. You are learning. Do you have any ideas? Idea for what you're gonna paint? Sorry, I saw your comment and then I zoned out on my own question. You do one color on paper and then stack it on paper? You mean like when you do layering? You gotta... Oh, you mean for my my whole color sheet there? In general? No, it's kind of a you choose kind of thing. I really want to show you, but I also want to do the scales on this. Because demonstrating that kind of stuff is fun. Like I said, you can mix wet on wet, like on top of the paper. Or you can mix in the palette or, you know, on the lid, whichever mixing area you have. Do my stuff. Yeah? No, I'm here to interact. I'm just so lonely. I love talking with people and I'm just struggle to focus. No, I love to help out as well. Ha ha ha, this does not look good. But you can't tell because it's on camera. It doesn't really show there. Did you know in OT randomizer, Coconut Mall is definitely my favorite. It's the best randomized track. Maybe I should look at it through OBS. I am looking at it through OBS and it looks awesome. And while I'm down, it does not look as awesome. And so I'm like, okay, it looks awesome in one way and not as awesome up close, and that's cool. That's how it's meant to be. I mean, what do you see? Oh, you're waiting for the lid to dry. Dude, wipe it with a paper. You're not... I mean, you clean up... you spent all the colors. Right? Or are you saving it? Because I do that too. No shame in that. Oh, okay. Lots of blue. Well then, there's just this waiting. It's not wasting, you're learning. You're using it. Right, what else? Yeah, save it for next stash. You saw mine. I do that too. I even do it for my palette, which also collects dust, which you don't want. But I have that. Purple. Purple? Purple. What purple? Blue violet. How's that? Yeah, blue violet. And I'll just use the purple on the other one too. That's a bad purple. It'll dry brighter, I'm sure. Like super dark, wow. Maybe it's cool that it looks a bit redder though. Kind of makes up some contrast. There we go. Alright. This was fun. I might continue doing stuff with this off stream just to see where it goes. Because that kind of exploration tends to be fun. I'm gonna pack away the pro markers though. Done with them. This is pink. Putting stuff away. ASMR. I'm color sorting things, which means it takes a lot longer for me to put stuff away, but it's also easier to pick it up, like grab it, know what colors I want to use. Alright. Nice. Now, if I am to do some... I wanted to do some demo things. Oh! I got this. Maybe this has some really old paper. Maybe not good for watercolor things. This is super thick. I have no idea what kind of paper this is. This is like drawings from Art Fight. Other people's characters. Gifts for them. Yeah. Not that paper. I do have my favorite paper. You drank the tea? No, you didn't. Because that would be bad. And you don't do that kind of bad. So, trying to find paper. Failing to find paper. I'm actually not sure what kind this is. This is probably terrible, but maybe it's good for demonstration. Oh, let's see it. Hey, you did painting! You have obliterated the sketch page. Awesome! Oh, I can see my computer also dulls the colors a bit. Yeah, you're getting started. This here is paper. This here is too little to work for wiping. Paper. Oops. What we got here? I have some swatches that are kind of gradiented from like thick to less thick. I'm not sure if I should be doing this on top of the cork board. Cork. Place the cork there just to have less glare in doing things. Alright, let me see how this works. I got these colors. They're sort of slow with the pigment stuff, like activation and stuff. I also have this, which are super old watercolors. Now I wanna do what you do. I wanna play with colors and water and things. Where is my paintbrush? I have this, but I also have a thicker one. Where'd it go? It's not in the pencil case, which is also falling apart. Ah! Located a brush. Woo! Alright, on your crappy paper you will have limited results, which is fine. It is expected. You were struggling with shapes. Okay, yeah. Now, I think what I want to explore here is just like general shapes you could do to explore the colors more. So, and I'm not sure what kind of paper this is, so we'll just have to see. I have this green. I can like grab a lot of thick green. And that's a lot. And then if I lead clean water into that, it'll sort of bleed its way. I can even help it a little. And you'll get this sort of uneven layer. Which is, this is part of, I think, what people love with watercolor. It's very common to think of stuff in a very flat color space, but the true power of watercolors usually lies within the variations you can get within a single color. So I'm not sure like what would be best to do. Landscapes are kind of difficult. And like you can see, I can go in with just pigment straight from the pan and do something with that. You can try putting in different colors that'll bleed around when the paper is wet. And so I can let that dry and maybe add more things on top later. But that's when the waiting happens. So for the type of paper like in your notebook, I think maybe what I would practice would be more of like defining shapes and playing with the colors, especially choosing specific colors to mix. Your notebook is stupid, you wouldn't worry. No, but it's more like landscape. That's a lot of water and it will die. It's just that. Like things you could explore would be like, alright, if you make a square, you could make that into the like one side of a cube. And you could even play with adding colors to that by dabbing on stuff. This is like a very strong blue. Super strong. Like crazy strong. Look at how thick it is. This sparks so much joy. I'm wasting paint. Oh no. Ah, stuck. Clean. Make the forbidden tea. Oh yeah, the direction you pull water in. Like if I want it to be an even gradient that ends in white, it's usually best to start at the white before you connect them. But it's very much a play around thing. And what you can see here actually, what's happening with the green is that it's drying unevenly. And so you're getting this sort of watercolor edge. I think they call it the cauliflower effect. Which sometimes is desirable. How easy or hard it is to get this or avoid it depends on the paper. So if you want to do flat washes, this is your enemy. If you want it to be a mess, this is cool. Look at the dots in the yellow. Yeah, like they just live their own life, become one with the thing. Kind of looks like a naked cheese doodle. A reject from the factory. Yeah, that's really cool. And now... Oh, it's not completely dry, is it? No. Ha! I'm making fingerprints. Will it bleed? Is it too soon? I mean, I wanted to add the yellow here as the other side of the cube. You can go crazy with colors like that, thinking that nothing is sacred. You want to define something that is green or blue or yellow. I'll try using all the other colors instead. Can be part of the fun. Since I'm not very experienced with watercolor, I mean, I've been doing it a bit, been doing it for a year, but not like exclusively. Doing it for fun for a year, and I'm learning new things. But it's also a thing that you'll stumble upon new techniques, ways to do things. Oh, it's very important, like what kind of brush you have, in terms of what you're trying to do. Of course, a big brush that can hold a lot of water is good for large areas, and smaller brushes will be good for details and such. This is it's an okay brush. I'm not that much of a snob. I have this other brush, which is also super long. Just why does it have to be this long? Which, when I dip it, looked fuzzy, but if I dip it, it's just long and thin. I can use that. Now, what I like to do for pigments and such, I will not use this for mixing, because Christ. What could I do? I can use the blue-green. It's kind of a wild color. Lots of green. Mix it with the other green. Yeah, actually, to just mellow down the greenness. I am not a fan of the blue-green. It is way too synthetic to me. Alright, big brush. What is it for? I have actually not used this so much. But hey, it's making fine lines. Wow. And I'm not holding it right for sure. Oh, can do quick strokes for effect. What's this? For eyelashes, yes. For the pretty lashes. This is also ironic. It's one of my least favorite greens as well. Even for nature, I'm not a cold green fan. This is way too fine detail to actually show anything. Fun to use though. Some people who work in very high detail, very small, they use these. I think they call them a rigger brush. I'm not sure what the rigger part of it that is, but it's a rigger brush. Not even sure if mine qualifies. And so we can do some layering. I think it is dry enough. Doesn't have to be. Maybe I could just do other things. Here we have bushiness. Rigmor Mortis. I don't think I'm doing more character art now. I'll stick around till 10 at most, and then it's quits. Because I need to relax until the week starts. But I can explain that the reason that this cauliflower thing happens is that the paper is drying unevenly. So I think this part had less water and therefore dried much quicker, meaning this one was more aggressively wet, causing this hard line. So it's kind of washing up the color like the shore. That's my headcanon now. That's totally what's happening. The brush reminded you of Rigmor. Oh, actually, blues. I like blues. This is a weird one though. You have also granulating and non-granulating. Some people love the granulating colors, meaning they get patchy and dotted and uneven, basically. I don't like that because I'm a flat wash stain. Look at me just wasting this paper. I like this color, this turquoise here, this bright blue, but it is granulating, so if I use it like very wet, I risk that it crackles up and just looks not fun or uneven. I'm trying to think of like ideas for you to play with. But I notice I'm just mindlessly ending up splatting stuff onto the page, which is a totally valid way to work. A lot of watercolor stuff looks very patchy, and one thing that is easy to forget, since we all live in a flat color mind space, is that shadows and highlights have different color values, like hues, than the local color. What's this? This is purple. Yes, I wanted purple on the side of my tree trunk. So I'm mixing purple I had with the brown. And it doesn't really go very dark. It adds something. Some things are casting shadows. I am not a nature painter, so this is just me willy-nilly. If you want, I can link you to a few videos that describe these things. Unless you think it's more fun to explore those things on your own. Some people want to discover. I like to do like a mix of it. Figure out some things. Look at some things. Like you have the orange, you have the red, and you have like the basics and browns. If you want the brown to be just a fresher red, you can mix in red or orange, something, make it more vibrant. Yeah, I know at least, I think 2 videos that maybe could help you. And it's, yeah, depending on your mode. One of the videos I'm thinking about is not a video I completely agree with, because it is fronted as mistakes new artists do. And I don't see them as mistakes, I see them as choices that should be made. Like, if you are aware, it is completely valid to choose to do things that way. It's not automatically a mistake. Look at me, just blobbing colors. This is very bright though, but you see it's becoming something. And I think you don't have to worry about like covering the whole area flatly. Like I did with the dragon, you saw me draw the highlights first, just to define where they are. So it's kind of like you, so I draw the stripe here. I think you can do the same in watercolors, since you can't really go bright again once you go dark, unless you also have some gouache or other ways to remove it. But it's kind of complicated. You can't really. It's hard to do, alright? It's kind of difficult. So knowing that, it is good to decide where you want there to be detail or not. There are always these areas of shadow and light. I hate saying that because it doesn't make people any wiser. It may even fill people with dread about doing it correctly, and you don't really have to. And you can get away with so much with just super basic understanding. So it's very much up to you how detailed you want to be and how true to realism. Look, Ma, I'm drawing flowers. Do I miss spring? Yes. Yeah, that looks nice. I might even want more like yellow, like warmness. Red Panorama, welcome. Thank you for checking in. Bob Ross. You mean this guy? He talked about the illusion of detail? Whoa, no way. But yeah. It's a cool paint. Cool point. Yeah. Oh, oh, this is super wrong. Let's happy accident the stuff out of this. Oh, okay. That yellow I do not like. Control Z-ish. There you go. Never happened. Just looks green. Yeah. Panda. Thank you for coming by. I'll be wrapping up soon, but I'm just showing Casey some examples of stuff to play with when you are new to watercolors. For me, it comes very easy to just do this easy backdrop, grass, tree trunks kind of things. And you can see here that I have this tree here, which is, you have this vague impression of that, all right, there are shadows and some lights. Cool, super vague. But also this, where the colors are flat. And you can do that. Both are completely valid. These are probably best for more complex illustrations. But yeah. I noticed I'm kind of out of words at the moment. Doesn't matter. Now I made a muddy brownish green. And it kind of just looks brown. I can use that to detail my tree a bit. It's kind of with a way too dark color. But what you'll notice is that it also dilutes a little once I smear it out. Which is, I guess this is an example of layering washes. Yeah! Disclaimer, I am no expert in watercolors. I'm just having fun. And it's been a great tool for putting some life into sketchbooks and stuff. It's just good vibes. Love them. Oh, let me just on purpose throw these into the wet part for the gradients. Impeccable vibes. Yeah. Yeah. Grass, Casey, is a fun and simple way to go, I think. You see, I'm just flicking this up kind of quickly. And you can practice that doing like grass strands. You can even fill a whole page with doing these. You can also experiment with using specific colors. This is kind of a single colored one. I did one in my sketchbook, didn't I? Kind of. Yeah, on this previous page here. I have these. I had sketched some of it beforehand, but I didn't really follow it. But here I did like a vague wash, but also yellow, and then a darker sort of gray color here as the shadow. And all that is totally valid stuff to play with. This kind of garbled waffle. I did not have the patience to make these dots diamond shaped. So it's not sure if it's a stinky plant, honeycomb, or a waffle, but it's got the colors. So yeah, these two things are the results from today. I would love to do more sparkles, but that'll have to be later because I'm kind of happy for today. Yeah, Casey, any questions? Any more watercolor mysteries? Oh, now that these plants have dried, I got some purple here. Maybe I can wake that up. Huh, a big dot of dust. Now this little layer can act as a sort of shadow as well. Cool. Yeah, the nature, such as the cube. Very good. Oh, yeah, you can learn to do this. And I suggest starting with like smaller things because landscapes are lots of different topics combined. You have trees, there are a ton of different trees. You have grass, lots of types of grass. Of course, these are the easy ones. And you have lots of colors to use with them. And if you practice doing the parts, you can start combining them into a landscape picture. But for practice, I think doing these things, very, very valuable. Oh, look at me putting in the red again. Oh, I'm a sucker for warm red shading. So I just do that all the time. And not to encourage you to ruin your sister's paintbrush, if you have that. There are things you can play with as well that is like half dry brush. Just like, if I dry this off and then try to ruffle it a bit, get kind of a rough texture here, which can be layered with something. This already looks like maybe a mossy area or something. That was just by sort of abusing the brush, like really ruffling and drying it off off camera, which is why it's good to have the paper to dab off excess moisture. I don't like losing too much color on it, but you do what you have to do. It's just how it is. All right, with that, I think I'm gonna wrap up and head off. Maybe. No, I'm not sure if I feel like setting up braids today. I'm tired. Since I'm leaving, I'm not staying myself. I'm just gonna. I think I'm just gonna leave. Uh, but thank you. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for watching the stream. You've been great company. and I'm very happy. I've had great progress in my sketchbook. I should work with that one. It's gonna be great. This one I may fill in more stuff on later, but I'm kind of happy. It's cool. Cool vibes and a bit closer to finish. Yay! And so, with that, I'll say thank you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time, hopefully. Bye bye, people.